So, of course, first things first is, to introduce yourself, who you are.
I'm Essosa, and I am like a pop R&B singer from the UK, and I also used to live in Canada as well. So, British Canadian pop R&B singer. I grew up in the church singing with my mom, and I started making my own music when I was 17, and yeah, we're still here.
Well, of course, congratulations.
Thank you.
And yeah, I guess starting with the first question, you spoke about, of course, like, with church and then, starting music, making your own music at 17. If you maybe want to go into a little bit depth about that, like, I guess, what is your music background? Do you have any, like, I guess, influences? Like, explain your artistry.
I would say my biggest influences were like Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, like Paula Abdul, Madonna, like. Even like the house divas like Robin S, Crystal Waters, Lisa and Cult Jam, like I love that kind of like club classic stuff growing up, like Sherelle, Alexander O'Neal, stuff that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis did. Like I loved all that stuff growing up. And I always wanted to make my own like sort of version of that. So that's kind of the inspirations behind my artistry. Do you know what I mean? I just started writing. Like I just had the inspiration to start writing because I had a year-long writer's block, and I started seeing someone who was good to me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm writing all this music. Like I have so much stuff to say, and do you know what I mean? And it was just like this process of kind of like falling for somebody. Do you know what I mean? But then obviously at the end, it kind of didn't work out, so I kind of documented that as well.
And of course, the process behind your album, Essie's World?
Essie's well, it's
Essie's
another
World.
EP as well. Yeah, it's not an album.
Yes.
It's just an EP.
EP,
It's my, I
sorry,
was
yes.
like, it's my first like proper EP, Essie's World. Yeah, I mean, I just like got and started getting into the studio and started working a lot more. And it was my first time like ever in the studio making these songs and working with producers and writing in front of people and stuff. So it was me just gaining my bearings in that environment. But yeah, it was like very much coming of age. Like I was in uni, I was just finishing uni, and like it was just basically talking about my experiences in, just being a young woman leaving uni and falling falling in love for the first time and falling out with friends and stuff like that. So yeah.
And of course, do you want to tell a story through your music?
Yeah, I think every single project I'll put out will have some kind of theme behind it or some kind of like, narrative. I think everyone does has that, but it's definitely gonna have some kind of theme and narrative. Every project does. So yeah, in this Crush era, like there's definitely a theme here. Essie's well, there was a theme there. I think the theme for Crush is a bit strong, but as I go on, like the themes will change and evolve, and I will change and evolve as an artist because I like artists who like reinvent themselves and stuff. But yeah,
What type of impact do you want to leave when it comes to your music?
I want to be like I feel like everyone kind of wants to be number one, but I definitely want to be number one in the sense of like, you know, I love artists where like if they start releasing music and then you can see the change in the music people make. I've always kind of wanted to be that kind of artist that like once I'm like huge, like I have all these sons and like everyone's like there's a sound that like people inspires other people and younger generations and stuff like that. I think I'd also want to be like have like a company like Maverick. Like Madonna used to have a company called Maverick Entertainment and she signed like Cleopatra and like Alanis Morissette and like she signed some really, really cool people and was like an exec in her own right. And I would love to do that as well, you know? Like I obviously want to be like number one pop star, superstar, number one. But I also do want to be able to like develop new artists and new talent and experience the executive side of things as well one day.
When it comes to, of course, like visuals, like say like music videos for your music, how do you approach that?
I like to like make visuals according to how the music sounds to me. So my sister has synesthesia, right? Where she hears music and she sees colors. I'm not exactly the same, but like when I hear music, I kind of see a vibe. Like I see images. And it's funny because like not everyone has that. Like not everyone can do that. So I find I take it as like, privilege. But for Waste My Time, obviously that to me sounded blue, right? Or just sounded like moody and blue. So the music video was for like He's Not All That. It's a very like pink, purpley, pastely song. So that's why the visuals behind it are pink, purple, pastely type of thing, you know?
And of course, speaking about, waste my time, how did it feel, with that song going viral? I know it came out, correct me if I'm 2023.
Mm.
Yeah, how did that feel?
Didn't really feel anything to be honest. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I went viral, but I'm not like trying to find the right way to say this. Like, I'm grateful it went viral because it gave me the opportunity to like be in the music industry. But you know what I mean? Like, career is more than one viral moment. So I'm more grateful for the other things that came after that. You know?
I guess is there maybe any projects or like upcoming projects you want to mention? You don't have to give in too many details, but if there's
Yeah, I mean, there'll be
anything.
more music coming towards the end, like to before the end of the year for sure. More, way more music. I'm the plan is to just drop as much music as possible because yeah, like why not? You know, I don't like being held up or feeling held up. I like to just drop music as I make it. So yeah, I'm excited for everyone to hear the new stuff.
Define yourself as an artist in one word, and what would that word be?
Timeless. I think the music I made, even like the older stuff that I've made, I think it still kind of sounds fresh now because I think I listen to old music. I listen to a lot of timeless music. Do you know what I mean? If you listen to someone like Michael Jackson, Sade, those people are timeless. Like that's my standard. That's what I aspire to be.
Advice for any upcoming artists, who are going into your direction of music.
I kind of don't, but I'm gonna try my best because I think everyone is just figuring it out. No one knows more than you. That's why when people ask me to give advice, I don't have advice to give because it's a blind leading the blind. Do you know what I mean? I could ask Snoop Dogg for advice. It's not always gonna apply to me. I think everyone needs to cherry pick the advice people give them. Don't always take every piece of like unsolicited advice, but also just trust your gut because no one knows what they're doing.
Describe the music scene from where you're from. Kind of like how R&B is like in both, from where you're from, but from London, but also in Canada as well.
I mean, I think there's different sounds. I think R&B in London is a lot more soulful. There's a soul influence there. Where I think like the Toronto stuff is a little bit more like dark and moody, and inspired by like Drake and that sound. So it's a bit different. But I think the songs like "Waste My Time," I feel like I was able to really capture both styles really effortlessly. Some of my other stuff as well, where it like captures that. But I feel like with Crush, like I kind of I've taken both sides and made it my own.
Do you have anything else to say for the interview? We're kind of.
No, but I would stream Essosa. Yeah, stream my music. Everyone listen to my music. It's amazing. It's great. You won't regret it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you again so much for letting me interview you.
Thank you for having me, my love.
Of
You're really
course.
sweet.